This lesson will teach you how to lay out a pantograph pattern using the Advanced Panto Stacker. From the main menu, we first need to create the file we'll use to sew out the pantograph on our quilt. In the Design and Create menu, select Pantograph. Depending upon what you were doing with Quilt Path prior to this tutorial, you may be asked to set your safe area. Follow the prompts on the screen to set it. This is the Panto Stacker screen. By default, it always comes up in Easy mode. Let's change it to Advanced mode by tapping the button. This looks identical to the basic Panto Stacker mode, right? Be sure you've watched the basic Panto Stacker lesson for the tour of all the buttons on the screen. The Advanced mode does everything the basic mode does, plus it allows you to put a whole different pattern on every row, every other row, or any combination of rows. Let's keep using our 32 high by 42 wide quilt. Remember that the actual quilt top is 30 by 40 and we added an extra 2 inches to give us some extra room in case the quilt has some fullness and it isn't square. To start, let's tap the plus sign until we give ourselves 5 rows and 10 patterns. Tap on Select Pattern and inside your Continuous Lines folder, scroll down to the Pine Tree pattern and double tap to open it. Do you see that the pine trees were only added to the first row? The Advanced mode allows us to place a different pattern wherever we choose. Tap the pine trees and they will turn gray to show they are not selected. Now select the third row. It will turn gray to show it is selected. Take a look at how many patterns Quilt Path will insert on this row. Only 1. That is the default for every single row. You can control how many repeats are on every single row. Let's highlight all the rows where we want pine trees. Tap the pattern number and enter a 5. Now tap Pattern Select and go to your Continuous Line pattern folder. Select that same pine tree pattern by tapping once and tapping open. Let's tap the plus sign next to the pattern number and move it up to 10 so it matches our first row. How about some ornaments in the alternate rows? I can quickly deselect all the pine trees by tapping All, None. Once all the pine trees are gray, select the rows for the ornaments. Let's ask for 8 pattern repeats this time. Tap on Select Pattern and inside your Continuous Line pattern folder, open the Ornament pattern by double-clicking. Let's zoom in and see how it looks. To me, the ornaments are too close to the bottom of the pine tree. Let's zoom back out by tapping Show All on the zoom button. Make sure the ornament rows are dark blue as those are the ones we want to change. You may have to tap on the ornaments row to make them dark blue and not gray. Now tap on Step and select the size step you want. I'm going to use medium. Tap on the Size button. Tap on the smaller button and the ornaments will get just a bit smaller. Let's zoom in and pan around and see how it looks. I think I want to raise the ornament row up just a bit. Choose the size step you want to use. I'm going to select Tiny. Now remember that we have both of the ornament rows highlighted and the pine tree rows are gray, so we will only be moving the ornaments. Tap on the Move button and tap on the arrow button as many times as you'd like to place it in the position you desire. You can pan around on the screen to double check everything. Tap Select All inside the Zoom button to see the whole quilt when you are done. We could certainly click on the Quilt as Rows button if we were ready to stitch it out, but for now, let's save this pantograph layout file. Click on the Save button and tap on the Patterns folder. Double tap on the Panto layout folder that we have made in our Easy Panto lesson. Tap inside the file name box and name your layout. I'm going to name mine Trees and O, E to E, Advanced, 32 by 42. One last thing to help you see the power of the Advanced Panto layout. Let's select only one row of the ornaments by tapping on one of the blue rows to toggle it to gray, showing that we are no longer speaking to it. Now let's reduce the number of patterns in this row to 5. Tap on Select Pattern and double tap on the toboggan. Do you see that we have ultimate control on each row? Every row could have a different number of repeats, a different size, position, and pattern. The Advanced Panto Stacker offers it all.